Welcome back, everybody, to episode 3 here in the Frosty Space Hut. I have made a decision, and you can see I'm a little ahead of where I was at the end of the last episode. I've been trying to film an episode. I've been trying to come up with ways to handle this, and I'm not happy with the start I had. It's fine. I could handle this. I let things go off the rails a little bit here, but I could definitely continue on like this. But I feel like I'm playing this asteroid in a way that I'm not really happy with. So I rarely do this, but I'm going to restart it. I'm going to go back and we're going to start clean with a new asteroid, and we're going to approach Ceres in a whole different way. So let's jump right back into it, and we'll get things started with a fresh restart here. All right, we've made the decision to restart. Let's take a look at the world we're going to do it in. I picked one that has geoactive, metal-rich geodes, and crash satellites. Everything seems pretty good here to give us a good start. I'm leaving the story traits out. I'm not even worried about them, and we're leaving off all the other DLCs. We're going to focus only on Ceres. We're going to master this asteroid. Didn't do anything too crazy with our duplicants here. Just selected 3 that have 3 interests, and as I was rolling through, I just happened upon 3 that have frostproof, and they have negative traits that I don't mind, so I decided let's go for a theme and start off with some duplicants that are immune to their chilly surroundings, make things a little easier on me. I like doing ones that have 3 different interests because it just helps to have those morale boosts later from having different interests that I can put them into. It's not that big of a difference, to be honest, because you may not be putting them in there at all. I also set them all as researchers, and the reason I did that while rolling is that I got 3 different interests, and one of them is definitely research, which means they get extra science, which makes it so that they continue to kind of level up faster, because science increases their ability to gain attributes faster. All right, we're here back in our new world. Let's take a minute and discuss what we're going to do differently to address Ceres. So the main issue that I had is that I was trying to just kind of push through it like I do with any of the easier maps, where we just push through, get oxygen set up in all the normal ways. It probably would have worked, but it wasn't really feeling like I was playing Ceres. It was like I was playing on Ceres Asteroid, and the cold was secondary. I want to take full advantage of Ceres, and I want to really explore the Frosty Planet Pack. A couple of things that we can do to do that. One, we have a lot of new critters and plants, and we were using that a lot in the last attempt, but not as much as we could have. There is tons of sleet wheat in these ice biomes that are growing all around us. And so we can use that early on as a food source. If we keep our duplicant population fairly small, wild sleet wheat, even though it takes a long time to grow, will give us plenty of food if we just dig out and get access to it. And this area is going to stay very cold for a long time. Secondly, the Alvea Vera is good for getting rid of the carbon dioxide, but it's not really there for providing oxygen. So I need another plan for that. So while we are getting out here and digging out into the sleet wheat, which won't take much, we'll just have to get one of our duplicants up to the point where they can dig through, the first layer of hard rock. We will be looking for a good source of water so that we can get things going with an electrolyzer setup. So that way we'll have water, power, and heat from that. And that's what we're going to focus on first. The other thing I want to do, and I've been thinking about this a lot, is normally when I play, I make like one big base and I put all my duplicants in it, and I get up to like 20, and then I manage it all together. I want to kind of do like smaller outposts. So, the way I'm thinking of it, because this is Ceres and everything's frozen, is I'm going to build little igloos, and I'm going to have a handful of duplicates in each one. I think I'm going to go with 4, and I'll show you why when I get to that. But then we'll have outposts throughout the map. and then we'll keep little warm spots, but most of the map will keep cold for a long time. And that way we can really manage the cold. We have a pretty good start with the duplicants that we have because of them all having the traits that they do and being frost proof. It'll give us a good jump on things. So let's just get right on into it. I'm just going to dig some things out, and we'll start by digging our way down to get here and digging our way up to get to the research portal. So we can just quickly, let's throw it down right here. A ladder that goes straight down through. We're going to do up to the top as our priority. So we want to unlock the technology that we have up there. So let's do this. And then after that, we'll set up our first little mini igloo for our duplicates. Rushed through, pushed through the first day and the second cycle, and we got our portal unlocked, and we got our research from there, which allows us to build our ice liquefier, our wood heater, and our wood tiles. And we also got our very first igloo set up. We decided that this spot made perfect sense. We already have a wood heater here. We're going to build it around it. The reason I'm going to do 4 duplicants per igloo is just because this wood heater can heat up 4 cots. So it just makes sense. And so all that these are going to be is they're going to be set up so that there is an outhouse for them and a set of cots. And then that's all that's going to be in them. Eventually the idea is we'll put on a small atmosuit section for it, and we'll close this off and make it so that this is the base for these guys, and then everything else they do, they'll be in atmosuits. So we're just going to do little deployable bases like this. Their food and everything will be in a centralized kitchen. Everything else will be centralized, but we're going to go with a tiny little igloo for them to live in. It just makes sense, series. At least I think so. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to just start working on getting our map explored out some. So we're going to work on getting a ladder down to the bottom of our map. We're going to work on getting a ladder up to the top, and then we're going to try to get to the side so we can see everything around us. We want to kind of get a lay of the land before we get too much into digging everything. We have some food to start. We have some good oxygen. There's lots of oxalate in this map. So we have some time to dig through everything and then find out where we're going to go with our direction. Before we start just building, I want to kind of plan. So I'm enacting part 1 of the plan. I am exploring out to get to the edge of basically all the starter biomes. So like the one that we start in, we have an ice biome, and then we have the one here that has the behemoths. We're going to get through all of those and kind of see what everything we have. Basically, we're going to go until we hit abyssalite. Upwards, I'm just digging a big straight tunnel because I have the igloo down here at the bottom. I think that'll be fine. Going down, there was no food in the way except for this lonely pike apple bush, which I'm leaving there. We weren't blocking anything. Going downwards, we are hitting an area where we have sleet wheat and other food, so I'm going to be breaking the tunnel up. It also helps us to not have really long drops for our duplicates. In order to go down in an efficient way, where I'm not constantly dealing with being out of oxygen, I'm putting these little farm tile sections that have alveoveras. I'm going to put a few of them each section, and that'll eat up some of the carbon dioxide so that it'll drop the level down. Also, digging down will lower it some. And then every section of tunnel that I'm doing, going downwards, I'm going to do 7 blocks, because duplicants can reach down 3 and up 4. So if I do 7 blocks for exploration, that means they can reach everything around it. So the goal is to get down and work our way through and go through in a way where we can maximize access to all these sleet wheat, because they're going to grow wild really slowly at 72 cycles for each one. But if I have enough of them, I can provide food without having to set up any farms where I'm giving any inputs. So that'll be really, really helpful. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to move down one section at a time. Our Ada is the new one we brought in. She has the hard digging, so she'll be the one down here digging through this hard stuff while everybody else is up here working on clearing out the top part and exploring to the left and the right. And the goal is to see as much of the map as we can so that we can plan out where we want to put things, where our geysers are, where we have pain points that we're going to have to deal with, that kind of stuff. I also have set our storage box up here to just grab any food when we get it. So bringing it up here. Right now, this is in deep freeze. It's not in a sterile environment, so it's still losing a little bit of freshness, but not a lot, so it's fine. I have set all the crops around to harvest, so we can kind of see as we go out where we're expanding, because we have more that are not. So now let's set them all to green again, and then that way when we come across them, if there's food, they'll grab it. I want to get the whole thing mapped out before we really do much of anything other than exploration. We have food, we have plenty of oxygen for the moment. Our Alvea Vera will help produce some more as it gets rid of carbon dioxide, and so we'll be okay with that. So I'm going to get down here, we'll put in another set of plants somewhere down here, and we'll continue with our exploration as we go. We're doing good, making progress, expanding down slowly, handling the carbon dioxide as it forms, making oxygen, opening up areas, and planning out ways to get to where our food is. Everything's great. Problem is, right now, I don't have anywhere for us to make food. We have the tech to do it. I can put in an electric grill, but I kind of want to build like a little kitchen, storage, dining hall area. And going with our thing of doing this map kind of in the small remote places, I kind of want to put one in an interesting spot. You know, I don't want my duplicants having to go everywhere, but I'm thinking up here is a pretty good spot to do it. So let's do a section where we have an entrance off here. We're going to come in. Well, you know what? That snow is going to be an issue. Let's go in a little lower. And then we're going to come in like this. Go all the way over to there. We'll put in a door. And then what we're going to have is we'll do a section where we go down immediately. We'll put in some tiles. And that's where we're going to have our kitchen, our electric grill. And then underneath we'll put in a couple ration boxes. And then we'll put in another tile. We'll put a door on it. And with the newest update, we only need to have as many mess tables as we have duplicants eating at once. I'm going to put in, for now, let's do 3 tables. And then we can always expand it later. To make it a great hall, eventually we need it to be 32 tiles. Actually, we're probably going to go to the banquet hall, which is 32 tiles. So I think we should probably just go ahead and make this room 32 tiles to begin with. So we could do... You know what I think I'm going to do? Instead of doing it just like that, let's put in the blocks to close this off. The goal here is to get it so that we can get some carbon put in here slowly, and I think we'll be able to dig out this way and get it in. Let's leave this block open. We'll dig this way. We'll come this way across. But then I want to... Eventually we're going to come down this way, and then we're going to put our Great Hall lower and make it come up to match the ceiling here. So then we'll put a ceiling across, and then if we put a floor down here, even with this, that means it's going to be a 5 tall room. So we can make it 6 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be 6, counting the ladder. And then these 2 would make it 32. That would make it perfect. So we could go like this and across like that. I think that'll do well. And then we'll have our furniture. We'll put in a few mess tables for now. And we'll put in... maybe we don't have it yet. Let's look at our research. We want... Where's our water cooler? Water cooler's right there. So then we'll put a water cooler in here as well. And then we can get some... Once we get some reed fiber, we can put some decorations there. We'll make it a great hall to start. And then once we get to the banquet hall, we can make this into a banquet hall as well. We could probably put... Once we have it, we'll put in like airflow tiles to let the air out of here. So that'll get us everything we need there. and then we're gonna run some power like this, and it'll be right here connected to what we got. So once that gets all dug out and done, we'll be able to have this room have carbon dioxide in it, and so it's already cold, so it'll be deep freeze and storage for now. This will allow us to cook our food and store it right there. Dupes can grab it, run in, eat their food, and be done with it. So I think that's pretty good. We're going to clear this side here to give us some more airflow. We're trying to do that kind of everywhere. Get extra airflow to let the carbon dioxide settle down. So that's going to be our next project that we're building while we're still continuing our slow progress down into the world. We did make it to the top. We have a little bit to go up this way, and then I want to break up and go up this way as well. I think I'm going to actually come over and go up a little bit. You see this ethanol up here? I kind of want to come straight over and then come up a little more. Oh, actually, I see Bisolite right there. I'll think about that. I'll consider it. But we're going to let our duplicants finish building out this and continuing exploration, and then we'll come back. So we've gotten our second igloo built, and we already have our first resident. We brought in Camille. She is our first farmer. I just wanted to touch base on this idea with these igloos, and I really like it. The more I play around with it, the more I enjoy it. The reason I like it is because it's very temporary. These are temporary little bases because, you know, they have an outhouse which will not keep for long. It has little heated bedrooms which we won't keep for long because eventually we'll have the ability to heat large areas. So it's like a little temporary spot for our duplicants to just survive and thrive in this little area. And I love it. So we have a couple of them. I don't really think we're going to keep going with that too much. I also like this idea of like just putting in little small Alveo Vera farms because, again, that's a temporary measure. Eventually, we're going to get to the point where we have access to some more heat and some more thing. And then we're going to be able to actually have water, and we're going to have electrolyzer, we're going to have carbon skimmers and stuff. And so all of these things we're doing in this early game is kind of temporary, and so it's nice to have some fun with it. We're doing a lot of exploring, we're filling up with a lot of oxygen in here, but I know from the last run, if we're not careful, we can very quickly deplete all the oxalite that's in the map, and we just simply don't generate enough oxygen to keep up with our duplicants using the Alveo Vera. So, in the next episode, I really want to push for getting to the edge of these areas and exploring to find all of the different things. We did find this one over here, and when I looked, it is a polluted water vent, which is good, but I don't have the stuff to filter that right now, so even if I broke into it, I wouldn't be able to use that effectively. At some point, I don't know if there is sand or regolith on this map easily for me to get, but I know I could geotune it and do it that way, which could be fun. But that requires us to get some more stuff as well. So for now, we're going to have to just ignore that one. I didn't see any other geysers around up here. We have our crashed satellite, which is giving me a bunch of radiation, which I'm trying to avoid for the moment. We found our teleporter. We can see the bonbon biome is starting up there. And down here is an area that we want to get into, but I don't see any geysers to tap into. And we have what's starting to look like a salt biome down here. And so there's a good chance we might have something down here, but I'm not positive because we can't quite see it yet. I need to dig down farther, so I'm going to do that right now and send down another path. So you know what, we've gone down, going on with our theme of breaking up the ladders. We've already gone down a couple times straight like that. Let's see. How about we come over this way? That way we can pop open that oxalite. If we do a ladder here, that would be okay. We would be not breaking anything here. We'll come up all the way through here. I want this to be even with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll put it here. And we'll get rid of this. And then we'll come down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And go there. That'll get us down to the edge of this abyssalite almost. So that'll be our next path. So let's dig through here. And that'll be the next area that we're going to try to go through. We'll leave that. We'll leave that one. And we'll go like that. So that'll be the next area we're working our way down into. That'll get us down here so we can see what's going on down here. I wish I could see. I'm pretty sure that there is something down here. Just because the way this is forming, I think this is going to be good for us. So I'm going to let them dig out through here. And then I think that'll probably be it for this episode. But I really do want to see at least all the way to the edge of this abyssalite. So I know what's coming for the next episode and I can plan a little bit better. So we're at cycle 25. Seems like a good place to stop. Oh, I just got to print them. Let's check that out quick first. Do we have anybody here that's worth bringing in? I don't like decreased athletics at all. Don't like trypophobia. Definitely don't like mouth breather. Cena looks pretty good. I like the husbandry because we're about to move into ranching soon. Let's bring her in. Schedule. Which shift is about to start? Schedule 2 is, but there's somebody already on there. Let's put her on between 1 and 4. Put her on 4 because 4 is the only one that's currently working. And now let's put her on 1 because it's about to start. Okay, skills. She is going to be in our farming program. Priorities. We're the same as everybody else that's farming. Extra farming, building and digging as a secondary. Cool. So, cycle 25. I am really happy with the decision of restarting because I'm happy with where things are going. I like that we're doing it a little different, like thematic to the Frosty Planet Pack. I'm happy with the way things are going. I was right down here. There is, in fact, a saltwater geyser. It's huge. 95-degree saltwater. We can definitely make great use of that. I dug all the way down to it. We're going to break into that and figure out how to handle it. Probably going to be just as simple as going in there, slapping down a pump to pump it into a desalinator and running it right into an electrolyzer to create some hydrogen and some oxygen and getting it out into the base. We'll use that hydrogen for some power. We'll use that oxygen to oxygenate everything. It's going to cause a lot of issues with temperature because everything is still frozen, but I think we'll have time to figure it out as we go. Having good supply of oxygen is going to be a huge boost. And I think later on, I've never done the geotuning in a playthrough, which is, you know, it's been out for a long time and it's kind of ridiculous that I haven't done it yet. So I would like to work with that. Of course, that involves me finding a source of gold because I think we need gold and salt to get into it. Obviously, we can do the salt, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. But I'm happy with where we are so far. This system is really chewing up the carbon dioxide. We'll have to put some more stuff down here to handle even more. Crack open to get some more food from the sleet wheat and get into this in the next episode. This is going to be my main project for episode 4. Right now, I'm pretty happy. Everybody's happy. Everybody's doing their thing, and we're set. We have lots of oxygen. We are good. So we'll see you in the next episode, and we'll hopefully master that saltwater geyser. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.